this one's done?
I think so. But what does done mean?
Yeah,
This one's... Text has this illusion of comprehensiveness. Even if you've read something once, it doesn't mean that you understand it. So I sort of like to play with language. I'm making something either very, very legible or making something very, very opaque. Encouraging people to do the work of understanding it. It's really an invitation. Come think with me.
Are you the archivist of your family?
Oh yeah, of all the family members, I have I'm the most organizationally inclined. So I have taken, whenever I go home, still a few more photos each time. So my dad was converting to Islam in the early 1980s. He basically was learning Islam by like typewriting these notes. He would photocopy pieces of religious text and he would then paste them on a sheet of paper and then he would annotate them. He came to make sense of things through this like repeated reading and rereading process. So I thought this was so lovely because I was thinking about this idea of like talking back to a text. Like a text itself is never finished. Each time we read something new, we're either annotating on the page or annotating in our brain and we're creating literally a new text. This active collaboration between the reader and the writer. The text is there not to offer us like a final meaning, but it's actually there as an invitation for us to like actively engage with it. Okay. If you look at my dad and I's notes, what he did as like a study tool is basically my art practice. It's literally exactly what I do now. I read a lot and do arts. I feel like our young selves know exactly what we want to do. There's nothing that I've done in my life that hasn't been focused on text. I'm really interested in what words convey, but also how they appear on the page, on walls, in public space. What might it mean to see this every Tuesday when you walk by? What it means to sort of engage with the text over and over and over. Rereading as like this ritual. I'm really interested in the concept of a word and what it carries, as well as like what it's actually trying to say or do. When I'm looking for text, I'm usually not looking for a particular sentence. I'm like looking for a particular shape of a letter or a shape of a word. So I'll flip through any text on my bookshelf, looking for like the perfect A or the perfect B. In a lot of ways, I'm trying to figure out sort of like the individual letter and then start piecing letters and words together from there. So the one that I'm writing now from all these pieces is, should they be circling the echo mouth that's sloped upward? Do I know what that means at this particular moment? No. But there is something interesting to me about the idea of circling an echo. How do I take something that could be said very, very plainly and code it or use cryptography to like make it harder to understand? We circumambulate the assumed solution. Sort of inviting people to go slow instead of trying to rush to understanding. So if you read a sentence that immediately doesn't make sense, you kind of have two options, right? You can ignore the sentence and move on, or you can spend a bit of time unpacking it. This almost is like a proxy for thinking about how we can move through other ways of reading the world with a bit more care and slowness. It asks us that we spend a bit more time with things that are confusing instead of writing them off. I think a lot about what it actually means to make myself legible and visible. When am I being intentionally opaque and ensuring that not everyone can get in? And when am I being very open and wanting for more people to have access? So like how you present yourself to the world that's legible and appeasing to people versus I'm not going to make myself known until I'm ready.